It's 4 questions about reading comprehension from an 8th grade English class. If you hate school, I'd skip this one. This is Trivia with Buds. Welcome to the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. I am a trivia host in Southern California, and today I have a great episode for you on reading comprehension. Now, great may not be the right word if you hate stuff like this. I'm not even a huge fan of stuff like this, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, I haven't done any school work in quite some time since I've been out of college pretty much. And I was like, what if I did like some kind of comprehension thing, just something quick to kind of relive that? So I found a website called Read Theory. Actually, it's EnglishForEveryone.org, and they have these different sections called Read Theory. So this is level 8, 8th grade, and I will be reading you a passage, and then there will be 4 questions after it to see what you comprehended from that passage, if you know reading comprehension. Now, I was an English major, so I was a little bit into this kind of stuff. This is the only thing I've ever been good at: reading, writing, speaking. Can't do math, can't do science, don't remember real history except like wrestling facts. And I don't know. This is all I've ever been pretty good at. I loved in English class, we used to do these things called cluster projects in like 4th and 5th grade. So our teacher would give you like a packet of 12 different things. And she'd be like, all right, everybody has to pick 6. So you had to go through, and one would be like, make a diorama of the book we're reading, or take one of the stories in the book and blah, 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 blah. And you do all these like little mini activities. And I love those. I really looked forward to those. So that's when I first got into English. And then when I was in community college, freshman year of college after high school at Moraine Valley Community College in Palos Hills, Illinois, where I worked for a while after I graduated, I was like, what am I going to do? I don't know what my focus should be. And all my friends had gone away to state school. And I was like, well, I'll just take the core classes. And I had a really funny English teacher named Mr. Ryder, who looked and sounded like Leslie Nielsen. And he was like a retired principal, and he was just like an adjunct professor. And we did almost nothing. He would just tell funny stories, and we'd read stuff a little bit, and he would make fun of everybody. And I was like, I could do this. This is my kind of class. I could teach English. So I was going to teach high school English, and I went to Western Illinois University to pursue that. And like 1 or 2 classes into it, I was like, I don't want to be a teacher. So I dropped it, and I pursued my dreams of stand-up comedy. And here I am now, 11 years later, 10 years, going on 11 years later, hosting a trivia podcast and running live trivia events. So if you, I got my degree in English in general without the education part on it. So you too could run some trivia nights if you just get a degree. As long as you have a degree of some kind, you could kind of do whatever you want, I feel like. Unless you want to be like a doctor or a lawyer or something, you got to go through more school. But get that degree, it should be smooth sailing in some degree for you. So we're going to jump into these quick questions on reading comprehension. We'll do the passage, and then I'll ask you those 4 questions. Again, if you hate English, you can skip this episode. But that's the fun of this coming out every single day. Some people love this kind of stuff. And I think I'm going to get some emails from people who are like, don't ever do that again. And I think I'll get emails from people who are like, oh my God, please do more of that. And maybe we'll set up a separate podcast that's nerdier for the real English nerds out there. But we're going to jump into that little passage and the 4 questions right about now. So here we go. All right, reading comprehension from an 8th grade English class. Here is the passage. I'm going to read it to you, and then there are 4 questions to follow. Here we go. Most importantly, though, the highway bypass would have disastrous effects on the area's homeowners. As planned, the new road would cut directly through the middle of the Elwood Acres subdivision. Not only would this send more cars through the neighborhood, but these cars would be traveling at much higher speeds, putting children at risk. What is more, homeowners would have to deal with the increased noise and pollution that would result from such a heavily trafficked road. Finally, the new road would cause residential properties to depreciate. This means that families who chose to move away would have to sell their homes for far less than their current value. All right, here is question number 1 about that passage. This passage would most likely be found in A, an editorial in a local newspaper, B, a brochure for prospective homeowners in Elwood Acres, C, an encyclopedia article about the history of highways, or D, a personal letter from a son to his father. Question number 2, where in the full article is this paragraph most likely to appear? Is it A, near the beginning, B, near the end, C, in the middle, or D, it could appear anywhere? Question number 3, as used in the passage, which is the best definition for depreciate? Is it A, to diminish in popularity, B, to decrease in value, C, to accumulate over time, or D, to improve with age? And question number 4, which of the following pieces of information, if included, would provide the best additional support for the author's argument as presented in this passage? Is it A, in 2008, the author's youngest child was killed by a drunk driver? B, pollution is harmful to the environment? C, according to a recent magazine study, white noise, similar to that produced by traffic, was rated the number 1 cause of daytime napping? Or D, in 2011, homeowners who live near interstate traffic saw a 20% reduction in the value of their homes? All right, we'll take a quick sound effect break, and we'll be back with the answers and explanations for those answers in just a second. All right, here were your questions for that passage again. Question number 1, this passage would most likely be found in A, an editorial in a local newspaper, B, a brochure for prospective homeowners in Elwood Acres, C, an encyclopedia article about the history of highways, or D, a personal letter from a son to his father. The answer was A. The passage presents a strong opinion about a proposed highway project. Since the highway is likely only a matter of interest for people in the author's area, the passage's target audience is probably local people. So that was your answer for number 1. Question number 2, where in the full article is this paragraph most likely to appear? Do you think it would be near the beginning, near the end, in the middle, or it could appear anywhere? The answer was B. The first sentence of the passage begins with "most importantly, though." This phrase lets us know that the author has explained other reasons earlier in the article. It also tells us that he or she has intentionally organized these reasons in order of importance, ending with the most important. So the answer was B there, which is near the end. Question number 3 we had as used in the passage, which is the best definition for depreciate. Is it A, to diminish in popularity, B, to decrease in value, C, to accumulate over time, or D, to improve with age? The answer was B. Depreciate is a verb that means to lower the price or estimated value of. Question number 4. Which of the following pieces of info, if included, would provide the best additional support for the author's argument as presented in this passage? Was it A, in 2008, the author's youngest child was killed by a drunk driver? B, pollution is harmful to the environment? C, according to a recent magazine study, white noise was rated the number 1 cause of daytime napping? Or D, 2011, homeowners who live near interstate traffic saw a 20% reduction in value of their homes? And that would be D. The answer was D. While elsewhere in the article, the author may have provided many different arguments against the proposed bypass, the paragraph focuses solely on the bypass's potential effects on homeowners. So those are your answers and questions for the reading comprehension from 8th grade. How'd you do? Did you get all 4? If you got all 4, congrats. You're at least about 13, 14, 15 years old in your brain area. That is today's episode. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Hopefully you get some fun stuff done and get ready for your week early. If you have anything that you want to hit me up about trivia-wise, go to triviawithbuds.com. You can click the contact link and send me a message through the website. Booking a lot of holiday parties. If you want to do a party with me, just let me know what the date is, and I'll try and set up something fun for you, for your family, your friends, your coworkers. And if you want to check out all my Yelp reviews, just search Trivia with Buds on Yelp and check out the 107 different 5-star reviews that I have on there. Thanks so much for playing along today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about this show. And we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.